Welcome to the Cosmic Cadence podcast. We are your hosts, Kate
and G. And this is the podcast where we decode the cosmic vibes of your favorite albums and the people that help bring them into the universe.
We are popping in here very quick before you listen to part one of our Hayley Williams Ego Death at a Bachelorette Party episode to say part one that you are about to listen to is actually based off of the first release date. This is the first time we've ever done this. But since this album technically had two release dates, this is part one based off the first release date, which was in August. Stay tuned for part two as well.
Let's get into it.
Welcome back to Cosmic Cadence. We know we've taken a minute. We needed a minute. But we really appreciated everyone who reached out asking when we would be back. And we're back now.
We're back.
There is one album that had to pull us back in.
Yeah, it's almost kind of a full circle
It's
moment.
poetic,
Yeah,
really.
It's very poetic. We're kind of starting again how we started the first time. And we are talking about an album that seemingly came out of nowhere.
Mhm.
But I think I can speak for us both when I say we both needed this album very much. So
100%.
very grateful. The queen herself, Hayley Williams, blessed us with. We're actually going to talk a little bit about how she rolled this out. So overall project, but this journey that she took us on and what led to the album that is now known as Ego Death at a Bachelorette Party.
Which, perfect title. Honestly, partly why we have been on a break is I know I personally am going through a legitimate ego death, and it is not for the weak.
No,
not for the weak.
Wouldn't recommend actually for anybody. 10 out of 10, do not recommend.
Yeah. So thank you, Hayley,
yes.
for giving us the soundtrack, or at least my soundtrack, to this year, because I needed this.
Yeah, definitely. And same. When I remember hearing about the website that appeared with the 17 songs and running to it immediately to the point where I was like canceling plans with people just to sit and play around with the site because there was no order to it. They were just there. And the act of being able to maneuver on an old school desktop again was really cool. And then there was extra folders that almost had little Easter eggs, I would say, little clips of performances and things of that. It was really cool. But then it was gone. It was there for a day, and by the next day, I was so excited to go into work the next day and have that be all I listened to. Go to the website and you just get the thing that says thank you, and I'm like, where did it go?
But I kind of love that because in our digital age, because I feel like everyone, it's that instant gratification, so it was kind of nice to experience that, and then it's just gone forever. You can't access it. So
until about I think a week later, she then dropped the 17 songs individually on streaming services, which was just genius. And instead of kind of promoting it as an album, gave it to her fan base and said, do what you want with these songs, essentially. Create your own playlist, put it in your own order, of which I immediately did because I just needed to gather it all together in one place to listen to it. But then I actually sat down and took time to put things in order. But I had a lot of fun doing that. And I've always been a playlist fan of creating playlists for myself. And back in the day, used to make mixtapes and things of that nature, but I haven't really done it. So to have an opportunity to do that and almost make my own Hayley Williams album was really fun.
Yeah. I love that the whole process in general really spoke to creativity, which I think is so important. And that's what I loved about it. I should say, this is the first release in a very, very, very long time that I wasn't working. I just stayed up for fun to listen to it. I don't do that very often, to stay up at midnight and listen through the whole album. So I did what I did, when I was a teenager, essentially, and just sat on the floor and listened right next to my speaker, and it was magical. It was a magical moment. But then I loved, how her rollout was very different than what we normally see. Every single song had its own cover art, and I loved little doodles. Each one has a doodle. And just in general, yeah, like then calling the fans to then, because that's a very creative, like I know I looked up self-care acts as well, like
Mm-hmm.
putting a playlist together if you're someone that likes music, like that can be something that can really bring you a lot of joy.
Yeah.
So I thought like it was spreading so much positive energy.
Yes, and something that we miss that we definitely can't not speak about, how she started this whole thing really was giving
Oh
the
yes.
singles to public radio at a
The
time
mix
where
CD, yeah.
public radio was being defunded. And it was so cool to see the importance put on a platform like that again from an artist like Hayley, where like
Hmm.
the only place to hear the first single was if you tuned into that station. So just genius all around. But this is why she
Yeah.
is our queen.
Yes. I know. Yeah, no, that's like, I feel like creativity and art is so needed in the world right now.
Yeah,
So to have fun with it in that way is just, it really filled my heart. So thank you,
definitely.
Haley.
Yes, thank you. This episode is obviously dedicated to her because we're talking about her record, but like we are literally
Yeah.
sending this episode to you, dedicating to Miss Williams. I think neither of us would be here in the versions of ourselves that
Hmm.
we are without our Paramore phase, our Hayley
Yeah.
Williams phase. And I use the word phase lightly because it's not a phase. It's in our bones. But it's just crazy how like one artist can really change the trajectory of an entire life for somebody, you know?
Hmm.
Yeah, so let's get into the album, I guess.
Yeah.
So ultimately, like we said, this rollout, she put out the singles and then a couple of weeks later put it out as a full album
Hmm.
titled Ego Death at a Bachelorette Party and gave us an extra song, which was really exciting. Also put up the physical for pre-order, which I believe the physical is going to have even more songs added to it. So
I did
can't
think
wait
that,
for
yeah.
that. But for now, we're talking about the album that is in existence in the digital space and the one that was released during the summer. I'm not going to give the date away
Yeah.
yet because we're going to get into the birth chart. But I guess now we can just kind of go over some of our favorite songs, some of the themes of the record and all of that before we get into like the actual chart.
Hmm.
And
Hmm.
for the first time ever on this podcast, I didn't even tell you this, but I have this thought.
Oh, okay.
We're going to go through this together in real time because I know the date that it came out, but the timing of it, like this wasn't a
Mm,
typical rollout. It didn't come out at midnight. So
true.
like figuring out the birth chart together, this is going to be fun and like
Hmm.
placing the songs and the signs and stuff like so I get to kind of guess on the full thing like Kate usually gets to. I'm very excited.
Exciting.
Yeah.
So do we want to talk about our favorite songs?
Yes, let's start there.
I know. So off the bat, Kill Me was my top favorite when I first listened.
Mhm.
And truly, I think for me, that is a theme song of my year slash of my life, if I'm being real. That song to me really I know like technically with the album title, like there is a song on here that has the same title. But to me personally, that track really gives me the sense, the overall sense and purpose of the album of like, again, an ego death of like, kill me,
Yeah.
can't get much stronger. Like, because there are times in life when just shit is thrown at you again and again and again, and you're like, I don't know what to do with this. And
Hmm.
I think that is kind of like truly the what was reflected in that song of just this cycle of, we've talked about as Scorpios.
Hmm.
We are very familiar with rebirth, transformation,
Hmm.
and the cycle of a Scorpio is you are a scorpion to then an eagle to then a phoenix. And that's kind of very much what I got from this song.
What's funny is when I first put my playlist together, Kill Me was the opener
Which
because
I support. I support that.
yes, I ended up switching it to Sisu,
Mhm.
but it's still early on in the iteration that I ended up with where it feels like the beginning of the journey of like
Yes.
you've given me so much already, how much more can you throw at me? And it always reminds me of that saying of like God's strongest soldier or whatever. People are like, I'm tired of being God's strongest soldier. Please, like, stop. So definitely feel like the same things that you were picking up on with the whole like, okay, I've had enough.
I will say, like, I like it as if it were to be an opener because for me, It's kind of the end of the story. It's like the what is that called? Prelude? The
Yes,
like, you know,
you're
like
starting at
your
the
summer,
end,
you're
in
getting
the
a summary.
beginning.
Yeah.
Yes, yes,
Yeah.
totally agree. Kill Me is definitely up there for me. One of the ones that stood out for me off the bat, though, True Believer.
Hmm.
And I need to state my case right now. This should have been number two on the final playlist. It's number two on my playlist because I feel like a song that powerful needs to come and hit you in the face like early on
Hmm.
because it just like to go from either Seize You or Kill Me into True Believer, it's just like, what just happened? You know what I mean? And the
Yeah.
line, the South will not rise again until it's paid for every sin, feels like a spell that was just cast across the entire world. And I don't know if anybody, the spoiler warning for anybody who hasn't seen Agatha All Along yet, but there was an episode where one of the witch's mother was a musician and her song was essentially a spell. And she
Hmm.
created it to protect her daughter so that everyone was like singing the song and it would keep the spell kind of working for her daughter. That's
Hmm.
what this song feels like to
Yeah.
me,
Yeah.
where it's like the more it's out there and the more people are discovering and singing along, it's like creating this thing that is like true, you know?
They do say words are spells,
Yeah.
and honestly, like just the lyrics are so I want to say like biting is kind of the word.
Yeah.
Like it's just so haunting in the fact of like the truth bombs that
Yeah.
come out in that song.
Yeah.
Yeah, I do love that one.
Yeah. That one was great. Another one I think that kind of snuck up on me was Win. Similar to you, when it came out, I just had a moment, old school style, laying on the floor. Instead of a speaker, I put my little overhead earphones on and just listened to it. And that song, I'm gonna get a little vulnerable here, I guess, with everybody. Like, it made me cry
Oh, I cried
unexpectedly.
during football listening to it.
Yeah,
100%.
yeah. And
Yeah.
like that song, it's just so like even talking about it now, I'm getting emotional again. Like it feels like she's singing to herself,
Hmm.
you know? And
And
there's something about that that like sparks something internally in like me where it's like, oh, this feels like she's singing to me, but also it's like me singing to myself in a weird way, you know?
yes.
And it just like flipped the switch and the waterworks just went off. So that's another one of my favorites too.
I will piggyback off of that because I had a very similar experience, but with so another one of my personal favorites from this album, I Won't Quit on You.
Mm-hmm.
That is, if you want to cry, listen to that. Like just the nostalgic guitar, the lyrics, like I love that song so much. And it was funny because like I felt this I want to say it's like a hopeful sadness in the
Yeah.
song, but it's funny because when I listened to it, of course, at first it kind of sounds relationshipy, but it was the more I listened to it, I actually, to your point, then I was like, wait, I'm relating that to myself. I'm not
Yeah.
going to quit on myself.
Yeah.
And that's when it really clicked
Mm-hmm.
and it just like changed the game for me. And I had a very I was just driving around. It was just one of those moments where you get like a download, a revelation download, and it
Mm-hmm.
was a really nice moment. But I actually like that. That's also part of why I like that it's towards the end
Yeah.
because it is kind of this thing of like a solidifying of, well, I'm still here and I'm not
Yes.
going to give up.
Definitely. That was the closer for my playlist. I think technically it is the closer on the album, aside from the extra song that was added on to it. But it just has such a final kind of energy to it,
Hmm.
you know, of like acceptance and kind of like you said, like more so speaking up to yourself of I'm not going to quit on you. Like I know things are not where we want them to be now,
Yeah.
but I'm not giving up, you
Yes.
know. Um,
Honestly, I mean, I will say in general, this album is no skips for
no,
me.
yeah, literally
I
no
love this
skips.
album. I would say I think my other like original favorites were Disappearing Man and Ice in My OJ. I
Yeah.
love a good Ice in My OJ. It just like it's just a vibe. It's a vibey song.
Yes. And I love that she has Ice in My OJ as the opener
Yeah.
on the final album. And it's funny, like her reasoning that she gave for why she did it as well, which is just kind of like setting up the story, kind of the reverse of what we were saying. It's like
Yeah.
more sort of starting at the beginning, but also
Yes.
giving the overview of where things are now and where she's at. And just like that line, I remember when I first heard it, I like thought she was saying, I'm in a band, I'm in a band. And I was like, that's not what she's
Wait, which
saying.
part?
I'm in a band, I'm in a
Oh,
band.
that. Oh, I did actually
That's what she's
think.
saying. But when I first heard it, it's like, that's not, there's no way that's what
I
she's
didn't
saying.
realize.
And she is. And
That's
it
so
just
funny.
changes the whole like energy and theme of the song, you
Yeah.
know?
Wait, that's like actually adding a little sprinkle.
Yeah,
That's
yeah.
so funny. I
Uh,
just liked Ice in My OJ. I'm a cold heart bitch.
that's yeah. I love that too. And a lot
Yeah.
of dumb motherfuckers that I made rich. So
Yeah.
it is an amazing song. That was definitely one of my favorites as well. Love Me Different was another one that really I was addicted to when it first was dropped. And Glum is
Mhm.
another one. I think
That's
that
been my big
is
one.
a perfect video too, by the way. Like she recently just put that one out and I already loved the song, but the video made me love it more because I think it just captures that feeling so well.
Mhm.
Um, we could talk about all the songs all day, but I
Yeah.
think we need to dive into the energy of this record.
Okay.
Before we look
Yes.
up anything,
Uh-huh.
my universal download,
You better say what
there
I think you're gonna say.
there has to be some element of Scorpio in
Yes,
there.
that is my. If there's not, I quit.
Yeah.
Throw it in
Yeah.
the towel.
My
Like,
gut is like giving me Scorpio rising because it's very
yes,
a Scorpio presenting,
I would agree. I would
but
agree.
I can also see a Scorpio moon. But if I don't see a Scorpio at all,
Yeah, I don't.
I'm walking out.
There's something wrong. There
There's
is
something
something wrong.
wrong.
This album has to. I mean, the title,
Yes.
Ego Death.
Yes.
Again, the death card in tarot is
Yes.
Scorpio ruled, and truly, so like when I was doing mental notes of all the songs,
Hmm.
I'd say a good three-fourths were either Scorpio or also Capricorn. It is a
Here's the
dark
thing.
energy.
Here's the
It's a
thing.
dark energy on the song.
I know the release date
Mhm.
and I know what that timing is for the sun.
Yes,
And
I
it
vaguely
even that
do.
could make sense. I won't say it yet.
I forget. Well, I know it just came out, but it's on like a cusp,
It's
right?
on it's
So I
it's
kind of forget.
it's on what you consider a cusp. I think for me it's firmly planted in this sign, but I'll you can call
Okay,
it a
well,
cusp.
we'll get there. We'll
But
get there.
it
Yeah.
will, yeah, I could see that too. So if there isn't a Scorpio in
Mhm.
the big three, then the sun sign is doing all the work, but
Okay.
we're gonna get into it. So
Okay. Should I give my guess?
yes, while I'm
I
pulling this up, you give your guess. Hold on.
okay. I have a feeling we will be surprised. So I'm kind of open to whatever. I'm actually very excited to dive into whatever it is.
Mhm.
But my guesses are I'm kind of gonna go backwards. A Scorpio rising.
Okay.
We'll go with Capricorn moon.
Okay.
Capricorn moon. The album I know came out in August, so it's either Leo or Virgo. And I have to go with Virgo because I mean I would say Ego Death at a bachelor party can give me Leo energy, but like the album as a whole, I mean, as we always talk about, Virgos and Scorpios do have a lot of similar, like it kind of goes into the introspectiveness. This album is very obviously very, very introspective, and I think that that's kind of the through line of like Virgo, Capricorn, and Scorpio.
Mhm.
So I feel good about that for myself. A Virgo, Capricorn, Scorpio, I guess.
Okay. I because I remembered the date and I now know the sun. I'm not gonna give
I
my
mean,
son
it just came
guess.
out.
Yes.
Or it just, yeah, it just came out.
But I'm sticking to my Scorpio rising
Mhm,
guess. In terms of the moon,
mhm,
I can see Capricorn,
mhm,
but part of me wants to say, because of how free she was with expressing herself
mhm,
and like really diving into topics and situations that I think, how do I say this? She wasn't sugarcoating anything. She wasn't hiding anything. It was very like, obviously still really like well written and poetic and all of that stuff, but it was very like you know what is being said. And the communication, if you're picking up what I'm putting down, was
Gemini?
just I'm thinking either Gemini or Aquarius. It's giving air energy,
Yeah.
maybe in the moon
Okay.
side of
I
things.
did actually get a good, like, when I was guessing for myself, just like individual songs, there were a good few Aquarius songs for me because of exactly like kind of there was like, yeah, the airy quality, I would say.
Okay. Now it is time. So we'll start with the sun
Yes.
because this album came out on August 28th.
So it is a Virgo.
So it is a Virgo.
That checks out.
So if there is no
Yeah.
Scorpio in the rest of the big three, which I really, 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 really hope there is, Virgo is what we were feeling. It is our sister sign in that, as we always say, Scorpio does a little and Virgo does a little.
That's it. Yeah, exactly. Okay, I like the look up. Okay. I'm hoping it feels good. I'm feeling good energy from you, but
I know I said I would walk out if there wasn't any Scorpio, and that to those viewers at home, it may have appeared that I have walked out of the room, but as you can see, I'm back now. And I'm here to say we are scary. I know we normally take things one at a time, but we can't do that here.
No, let's go.
Because it is a double Scorpio.
We are so
rising and moon. That is
oh my God.
Freaking insane.
While we're good, also, again, for the people who are like, I don't get astrology. Hello.
We are, yeah, like, come on. This is proof.
This is proof.
Send it to the scientist. Wow.
No, like, legitimately, that is scary.
That's
scary.
Crazy.
In a good way.
Yeah. Wow.
Do we have words? I don't have words.
I don't have.
I mean, I have
podcast
words, but...
episode done. Wow. Okay, so how are you feeling?
Amazing, obviously. Like as a Scorpio, one, hell yeah.
Yeah.
But two,
this album was literally made for us.
I mean, truly. I mean, and I felt that in my soul. Truly, like the title and so much of the thing. I mean, again, an ego death. An ego death, for those that don't know, is when you are basically shedding your skin, going through the void. It's all of this, you just truly, it's a rebirth. It is a rebirth. And as we said in the beginning, Scorpio rules rebirth. We know, unfortunately, we know it's not easy. It's really not easy. But I think, it's fun. Oh, wait, there's more. More. Oh my God. Okay. Going into, so also, if you are into numerology at all.
Oh, okay.
This year, 2025, is a 9-year. Unfortunately, that is also what I'm going through. And it is the universal of what everyone is going through this year. 9 years are all about release. And guess what? Guess what the tarot is? The tarot card that goes with this 9-year is the Hermit. And guess what sign rules the Hermit? It's Virgo. Brings in the sun.
Crazy.
Honestly, like, this album came at the perfect time.
It did.
And it's insane.
It did. And it kicked off eclipse season essentially. Like it was like right at the beginning of the end.
I know that we'll go into the song, so I think I do want to talk a little bit more about the themes. But because we were so good about the big three, I kind of also would like to go. Well, I think Venus, because this obviously has a lot of relationship themes on this, and I am curious about the Mercury.
Okay. So the Mercury and Venus is very interesting to me.
Okay. Shall I guess?
I can see how it could maybe make sense, but it's not fully clicking yet. Like it's kind of making sense, but it's not like giving me that the Scorpio did. But yes, please take a guess.
For Venus, is it an air sign?
No, and I'm gonna have you guess one sign for both because they share the sign.
Oh, it's the same. Okay. I don't think it's water.
No.
Yeah. Earth?
No.
Interesting. So it's fire. Well, I did say Leo before. I would,
And
yeah.
you would be correct.
Okay, you know what
Yeah.
that makes? Wait, this actually makes sense to me. Leo and Leo are both fixed signs. As I said, like ego death did give me Leo vibes. But interestingly, so what I do know about Leo Venuses is like they are very generous
Mhm.
and they also like they basically they will adore you but also want to be adored back.
Mhm.
And I think that is actually very prevalent in the content of this album of someone who gave their all clearly to
Mhm.
someone and just wanted that back and unfortunately wasn't getting it. But I think
Mhm.
it comes down to that love language, of like I
Definitely.
did everything I could
Yeah.
for you. I just wanted, like I showered you with my love and
Mhm.
I did not get that back.
No, yeah, I could definitely see that. And even how this album was released, I think, too, kind of lends to the Leo energy of kind of
Mhm.
like bold,
Very bold.
daring, innovative, and in a sense of just how it was presented too, like being unafraid and unashamed of what it was,
Hmm.
and then to kind of tie into what you're saying about the overall theme of the record, in a sense, it kind of speaks to the relationship Hayley has with her fans and this record of like pouring into it, giving it to them to kind of do what they wanted with the music. And then feeling that love in return. So,
Hmm.
unlike the themes where it was kind of like not getting it back but wanting it back, like
Yeah.
I can say as a fan, like we gave it back by
Hmm.
interacting with this record the way she intended us to
Yeah, I definitely see that.
throughout all of the songs, no matter how sad some of them get. It still knows who it is.
Mhm. I will say, as you know, I consider a cusp to basically be, well, no, Leo starts, or sorry, Virgo starts August 22nd. So that's 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7,
That's a
8.
whole
Well,
week. You're
okay.
deep in
No,
it.
I say,
You're deep in Virgo territory.
I always say, I like to think of a cusp as a week long. And just for funsies, Leo would be the cusp of Virgo in this case. Just saying.
I'm gonna let you have that one. Let's get into the song. So I think because we have a lot of doubles,
Hmm.
maybe for this episode, and because it's a special, it's the return episode, we can give the people a little extra. We could do the sun, the rising, the moon, the Venus, the Mercury. We
Oh,
got 5 songs,
okay.
5 different energies to harness.
All right. I could,
Are
yeah,
you up to the test?
I guess so.
I kind of want to end on the sun.
Yeah.
So maybe let's start with the outliers. Let's start with the Venus.
Okay.
Venus Leo. What song gives us the Venus in Leo energy?
I got mine.
I think I have mine. You go first.
I'm gonna say love me different.
Interesting. I was gonna say Disappearing Man.
Interesting. But I mean, we have our opinions for reasons. Okay, so love me different is because it speaks all about, well, one, it's talking about loving,
Mhm.
how to be loved. So, and I feel like the chorus, it's very Leo energy of like, you're probably thinking someone is going to love me different, and you're right. And I
Mhm.
wanted them to love me different. It's
Mhm.
kind of that
Mhm.
Leo confidence of like, well, you wronged me, but like, guess what? I'm good. You
Mhm.
know,
Mhm. Mhm.
that finger snap.
I can definitely see that. I think I was just universally called for Disappearing Man
That's
for
fair.
mine.
That's fair.
But in a way, it kind of still has that same thing, especially because on the record she changed the last verse or the last chorus to I could really have anyone except for you, you
Yeah.
know?
Hmm.
And for some reason, it still kind of speaks to, like we said, like Venus in a woman represents how they want to be loved and the kind of person they want to be loved by. And in this case, for me, kind of working through it in real time here, Disappearing Man was the person she wanted, but not because they were the disappearing man, it's who they became.
Hmm.
So that's my justification for that one.
Okay.
All right, now Mercury in
That one
Leo.
is easy for me. And I would say ego death at a bachelorette party.
I think I'm gonna have to agree.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, it's obviously very Leo. Leos love showiness. Like karaoke is very, everyone always says that's a very Leo act.
I'm the biggest star.
Exactly. It's
Yeah. No, yeah.
that I think that's like that, yeah.
Self-explained.
That seals it in.
Now getting into the deep core of things. Scorpio rising. So for me, I think glum for the rising, because I think on the surface, glum could be the Scorpio's national anthem. But I feel like most people, especially if they're not a Scorpio, wouldn't put that song with a Scorpio. Like they would put it maybe with a Pisces or something else a little bit. But in the sense of the rising being kind of the first impression, the appearances and things of that nature, it presents itself as a Scorpio song, to me at least.
I can see that. I can see that. For me, I would say Kill Me because of my reasoning before. To me, I would fully support if that song was number one, the album opener. And again, like as it we always say, like the first song on the album usually gives you kind of a sense of what you're getting. And that song, as I explained before, very much the Scorpio theme song for me. So yeah, I'm gonna say Kill Me.
Okay.
For rising.
So Kill Me was the one that I was torn between. But I feel like for me, it fits more the Scorpio moon than rising. Only because moon dealing with the emotions, the inner thing, I feel like a Scorpio would never outwardly challenge the universe and be like, just kill me already. But internally, we feel that every day. We're never going to admit defeat. I think inside, we do feel that like internal struggle of constantly having to transform and die and reborn and all of that, So with Kill Me, I think it definitely tells the tale of like the everyday life of a Scorpio. But for the sake of this conversation and putting it in a placement, it feels more of like the internal struggle, the internal battle that nobody sees.
Okay.
Honorable mention could also go to negative self-talk.
I was just going to bring that up. Okay. So here's the thing. Here's my dilemma. I would be between Ice and my OJ. Gives me like I have some reason. Just because it's like I feel like Scorpios can come off cold. And that's kind of like that hard exterior. Also hard. Hard
yeah.
I mean,
hard isn't.
There's so many that could fit in this, honestly.
Yeah.
For anyone that hasn't listened to the song yet, Hard talks all about how I can't get soft because I'm too hard. That is very much the Scorpio shell. I'm gonna go with hard. As I said, Scorpios, I feel like if you're a Scorpio, you probably have heard, oh, you're intimidating. Like when people see you, like they get scared because, come off hard. But really inside, we're just softies. So I think that's going to be the moon for me. Although actually, wait, now that I say that, that probably should be the rising.
It could be.
Okay, so maybe I'm going to change it. I'm going to change. I will agree with you on Kill Me for the moon. And I will say hard for the rising. Here's my one thing though. Going into the sun now. I need to put I Won't Quit on You in this
somewhere,
song,
just anywhere.
So I'm gonna go with Virgo. And actually it checks out because Virgos are known for being one of the hardest working signs of the zodiac.
Very persistent.
And I Won't Quit on You.
Yeah.
It's in the title.
Yeah. I definitely can see that one and agree. I mean, I guess for Virgo, negative self-talk could also work.
Oh, actually, yeah. Virgos are known for being very internally critical.
Yes. Of everyone else and themselves.
Yes. Wait, maybe I'll switch it. Okay, I'll switch again. Negative self-talk will be my Virgo sun. And then instead, I will say, I won't quit on you for my Scorpio moon.
Okay, I love that.
Yes.
I feel like parachute could also work for Virgo. In the sense I feel like a lot of Virgos have a fear almost of like fully trusting people, not in the same way that Scorpio
Yeah.
doesn't trust people, but like they're kind of like, this person is gonna let me down. I'd rather
Let
just
me
do
just
it
do it myself.
myself,
Yeah,
kind of like
exactly.
that kind of energy,
Mm-hmm.
to the point where when they do open up and they do let the person trust, they kind of, again, that self-criticalness, like feel dumb for having trusted and given the power to somebody else. Like, you know, don't ever let me leave home without a parachute. Like I should have known better than to kind
Yes.
of do this. So
Yeah.
I would say if I'm gonna just pick a song different from the one that you chose for the Virgo, it would be Parachute.
And I mean, to what you just said as well, like I feel like again, talking to the kind of inner critic in a Virgo's mind, I feel like because they always like should have. Like I should have brought the parachute, I should have known. When it's like, the ideal is like you could be kinder to yourself and be like, well, I didn't bring it, but now I know for the next time.
I thought you were gonna catch me because I assumed that's what I would do, but you didn't do it. Should have known better, like that is such a Virgo. Actually, it's such a Virgo thing for me.
And it's funny that it's like the closer, at least for right now, on the album.
Yeah. I feel really good about our choices. This was an amazing album. If you can't tell how like obsessed with it we were.
One of my top of 2025 for sure.
Definitely.
It really fits with, again, like the theme of this year and being a 9-year release. A 9 years all about releasing. Because actually, so next year will be a 1 year, which is all about new beginnings. And I feel like that's truly like the front to back of this album is, again, going through, like, that is a literal rebirth.
Yeah.
You purge and then you start anew. Because as they say, when one door closes, another opens. Every ending is a new beginning.
Every new beginning comes from some other beginning's end.
Great song.
Closing time on the next episode.
This is our closing time.
This is closing time. Thanks so much for listening. We'll see you on the next one.
Yes. Bye. So that ends part 1. Now, if you're ready, go to part 2, which is based off of what became the final release date in November for this album, which, as you see right here, we have the vinyl. So go listen to part 2. Let us know what you think.
Check it out. Thanks so much for listening to the Cosmic Cadence podcast. If you like what you heard, please take the time to subscribe and like, rate, and review wherever you listen. It really helps us out.
You can also find us on socials at Cosmic Cadence Pod on all platforms. We'd love to hear from you, and we'll see you next time.